Is it Neewer? Is it Neewer? I looked it up before this video. It is Neewer. That's how they pronounce it. I went and watched what it means in Chinese. It means Neewer. Even though it looks like Neewer to us English speakers, it's Neewer. My entire filmmaking career, I'm gonna say I'm a stubborn fool. I've invested lots of money initially on different cameras, different lenses, different computers, stabilizers, tripods, anything I can think of except for lighting. But that doesn't mean that I wasn't successful. I was successful regardless of that. But if I were to rewind time, I would have invested in a professional lighting system much sooner. Now, I've been extremely successful on the internet, making internet content. I'm not usually a filmmaker. That means I'm not usually setting up scripts, doing a bunch of different shots to build things. I just do quick and dirty videos, just things that are done quickly, they're done efficiently, they're done professionally, they look good, they sound good. Looking back, I could have made content a lot better if I had dedicated lighting. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't invest in lighting. I just invested in cheap lighting. I invested in 3-point lighting systems from Neewer before. This is probably about 5-6 years ago. I've invested in tube lighting. But nothing was a professional, like Bowens mount, high quality, professional lighting source. But if you want to be a successful content creator, you should definitely invest in some kind of rig, some kind of system. So this video is for you. If you're a gearhead, you're constantly looking at new cameras, new lenses, and you're under the illusion that these cameras are going to make your content better, that's usually not the truth. The truth is, you get good lighting sources, get good content and good story. You can do a lot with things that you already have, and you'll save yourself a bunch of money too. So if you think that this is you, this is probably a lighting option that you might want to consider. Now let's figure out, who is this light made for? I got this light from Neewer about a month ago, and I've been testing it in different scenarios, trying to see if I could push the limits of it. What are some different setups that I would use it for? My relationship with Neewer started when I took one of their cages and built my own iPhone 15 Pro Max rig, and it went super viral on Instagram. It got 6 million views to this date, and that opened up a relationship to look and review over their different products. So let's dive into the specs and see what this light has to offer. Okay, the first feature of this light is the Bowens mount. So if you want to diffuse your light, so this main light source I'm using right here is a diffuse light. It's got the Bowens mount on it. So it's got a little blue tab on it, and you can take off the different attachments you'd use for professional lighting. So if you have spotlights or you have a softbox, it's got that built right into it. This light can go from 2700 Kelvin all the way up to 6500 Kelvin. So we have anything from tungsten all the way up to daylight bright. And that's extremely useful. Now, it doesn't do RGB color, but I feel like RGB is usually used in niche situations. If you do a lot of music videos, you might want RGB, but this light, if you're doing more interview setups, you want to just light things maybe for your own films or your own personal projects, this thing's going to handle anything that you need there. And this is an extremely powerful light. This is Neewer's top of the line light. They gave it all the power that you're going to need. Under 100% brightness, it gives you 82 watts of power, which is a considerable amount of power. And I'm using it right now to light the back here. And that's not even the full power. I toned it down a little bit so it could match my key light. But I use this light specifically to fill the room with light. But then it also has a booster mode. You press the booster button and this thing pumps out a lot of light. Like, it's super bright, and it bumps up to 320 watts when you turn in the booster mode. Now let's talk about this booster mode versus the normal mode, okay? In the normal mode, it's got 28 decibels when you're 3.5 feet away. So it's super quiet. It's not gonna affect your audio. It's gonna be pretty quiet. There's nothing you gotta worry about there, even if it's close to your set, okay? But when you turn on the booster mode, the fan does kick on because it has a temperature control on it, so it does get quite a bit hotter. But the booster mode is usually in niche situations or something where you wanna light a big area, So the light's gonna be further away from your subject, from your shooting scenario when you're actually using it. So even though the fan does kick on, it's not gonna affect your audio quality when you're shooting on set. If you're interested in scenes, it does have like lightning, TV, fire, paparazzi. It's got 12 different modes on it. So if you want to set up specific lighting flickers, it's got that option for you. And it also has an app that it links to. It's a Neewer app that you can download for your phone that lets you control the light. It does come with a nice carrying case. I must say, I do like this carrying case. It's got a zipper on it. It's got a nice handle on it. It's really easy to lug around, and it definitely protects the light quite a bit. So what are the main purposes for this light? I use this light as a fill light when I'm doing unboxing videos. So I'll bounce it off the wall and I'll just brighten up my scene in general. I'll even sometimes kick on the booster if I just want things to be super bright. I can see it for interview scenarios. If you want to get really good interviews, if you're outside and you want some fill light, you can just kick the booster on and it'll help fill in a lot of spots. I can see this thing being used in music videos. You can put it in pretty big areas and it's gonna cover a lot of ground because it's such a powerful light. And honestly, for this much power, it's at a pretty affordable price. What you get for it is incredible. I've seen other lights that don't even have half the power that costs about that money. So it's definitely worth the 450 bucks. My overall review of this is it's super high quality. I've not had anything problems with it. It's pretty light in general. I think it's about 8 pounds. It's been extremely handy light. And I think that if you're somebody who wants to have the option to have a lot of power, you need to light pretty big areas up. You don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want a high quality light. This is definitely the light for you. So if you want to check it out, I'm gonna put the link in my description. And I appreciate you guys watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna keep breaking down different tech, different kinds of ways to hack social media. That's what I do on this channel. And I'm gonna help you grow. So if you wanna be a content creator, you wanna do this full time, I'm gonna show you how to do this. Been doing this for like 13 years, all right? So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. See you on the next video.